What is going on, Lunatic Fringe? We've got some drama unfolding. We've got a member of our community basically talking about jailing people. It is absolutely wild what's going on. I'm going to break this down for you. I'm going to give you the details, the tea, if you will, and you guys can sip it as you want. Make sure you hit the like button on the way in. And remember, my face is right here for you. If you want to know who I am, you have nothing more to do than ask. You want to search for me online, you will find out exactly who I am. I don't hide behind profile pics. I don't hide behind anything. I'm here in front of you every single day telling you my opinion. And I'm not telling you anything that I wouldn't say to your face in the beginning. I don't hide behind profile pics. I don't hide anything from you guys. When I do something like, I don't know, launch terrapump.fun or something like that, I show you my wallet. I show you what I buy. I show you what's going on with my token. I show you everything so that you know exactly what's happening, right? That's not everybody. That's not everybody. So let's break it down and let's talk about it. Make sure you hit the like button on the way in. No, for those of you that don't know, some of you do, most of you should know, Happy Catty Crypto, this cat right here is calling for or implying that everybody involved in Terraport, by the way, a competitor for him, for attention in this attention economy, he's saying that they should be in prison, that anybody who was involved in what he calls, I'm sorry, let me make sure that I got this very clear. Crikey, governor, everybody should go to jail, or whatever the fuck he says. But what he's implying here is that everybody involved should be in prison. Yeah, no shit. Yeah. But what he says during the course of his ridiculous rant video here is that it's an internal hack that would have happened. Now, depending on how evidence lays out, I would tend to agree. If there was somebody involved that did something, and by the way, it's the blockchain. We can track everything, right? If that is the case, then he's absolutely right. People should be jailed. Now, if somebody were hacked and things were stolen like that, if you get something stolen from you, should you go to prison because somebody stole your wallet? I mean, and that's a serious question. That's a serious question that only smart people could answer. Because if you're ridiculous and out of your mind, or if you think that everybody you don't like is a bad person, if you're deluded in some way, yeah, you can probably get there. But the reality is that people are not like that. We are jaded in the crypto communities, but also we follow facts. We follow evidence. We don't follow, crikey, mate, just because this guy did something that got wrong, governor, then I think he could go to jail. Or whatever the fuck he said. I don't know. But this is bonkers, okay? This is bonkers. Now, let's talk about why. I mean, first of all, right here, okay? If you want to know what's going on at any time, I'm right here. I am not hard to find, okay? Not at all. Now, do I have a better product? I don't know, probably. So, I mean, is that causing jealousy or something like that? It could be. I don't know. Maybe not. I'm not saying, I'm just asking the question. I'm just saying, should anybody who tries to launch, look, terrapump.fun. It's the first pump fun type launch pad. Anybody who launches another one probably should go to prison. Don't you think? I mean, isn't that, or did I just say something ridiculously stupid, right? Anyway, let's get off this because I'm going to have a goddamn stroke over this. JJ. Anyway, so everybody should be in prison. In fact, let's see how much prison they should be in, because this is, by the way, the summary result of a formal investigation into what happened with Terra. April 10, 2023, attacker drained all the liquidity in Terraport, a newly launched decentralized exchange platform. The attacker stole the fund in 2 transactions, in totaling withdrawing 9.7 million Terra, 15 billion Luna Classic, and 5.5 million Classic stablecoin tokens. A wallet involved in the Terraport launch was found to have made a series of suspicious changes to the code of 3 important smart contracts related to the liquidity pool several hours before the heist was effected. Now, there was the post, and there's what ended up happening. And then we got this, which came out a little bit later. And this is after the full investigation. And you can see right there, Terraport.finance. And by the way, this is all of the hacks that occurred through the same wallet mechanism and schemes. I hope you can see that pretty good on your screen right now, but you can see EasyFi, FinNexus, Fetch, a lot of these, and Fetch AI got hacked. Everybody in Fetch should be in prison. Everybody in Fetch AI should be in like they should be getting murdered. Epstein people, like whatever's going on, right? It's just kind of bonkers bullshit that you're getting. Coinex, Poloniex, HTX. What is going on? The Orbit chain. It's crazy to think that all of this is happening and all these people need to go to prison. Well, the answer is they don't need to go to prison because only an idiot doesn't pay attention and do their research. Now, the reason that I bring all of this up, this tells you the location and the thefts were from the same trial of wallets. And guess what? This same group of wallets, DPRK, the Democratic People's Republic of, which means that this is a North Korean hack. It has been, it always will be. But if your competition doesn't like it, then you want to see them jailed and imprisoned for some reason, which is just bonkers to me. And by the way, stop me when I'm telling lies. Stop watching my video. Go watch that video. Tell me what you then think, and then go back to the evidence that I just gave you from the investigation. By the way, Interpol conducted an investigation and tied it to DPR. Everybody, okay? So why was nobody arrested and imprisoned? Because we don't arrest and imprison people because they're just better than you at business. I don't know. I mean, I have no idea why this is a thing, but it is a thing. So we're going to talk about it. Now, if you haven't already, go try Trobits. Why am I saying Trobits? Look at this. This is what they're burning every single day in Terra Luna Classic. They burned 158. And by the way, since there was very little up for the last couple days, numbers are going to be down for a few days, but they're burning a significant, right here, 4.8 million so far this month, which, by the way, one of the biggest burners right now in all of Terra Luna Classic. Why? Because there's only 205 million that have been burned. And the reason that we're like that right there, we had a nice little burn yesterday with 76 million by the end of the day. And today, 157. So we're getting a nice little burn. Could be some movement, stuff like that. But the point is, if you go to Trobits, it doesn't cost you anything. You don't even have to log in or sign up over there in the corner. What you can do is merely engage with this content, read some of the articles, get an idea of what's going on in the market, get your daily briefing. And in the meantime, all of these ads right here, you're generating revenue. The revenue generated from this website then goes to burning these tokens. So what's not to love? What's not to like about that? So go check out Trobits.com. As far as meme coins go, you can see that, you know, there's a few of them just kind of tanking and down. They're going to be down pretty big because there's no reason. They have a short shelf life. Any kind of meme coin kind of has a short shelf life right now until we get into the bananas. Not in the banana zone yet, but we will get there. Garuda X, though, is up a little bit today. Now, again, when I look at my wallet, it comes down to, I have to come over here. I don't like the fact that it's not updated. But you can see right here, we're at 100, up a little bit on it. This goes up $20 every time I click. It's wild. I have no idea but whatever. It's not tracking properly, I guess. So let's move on to the price action. And you can see today is a bit of a red candle day. But we've fallen into, and by the way, I put this up. This is one of the old things that we used to use before. We're going to kind of pull this out again, just give you an idea of where money is being attracted to. Money's being attracted to that range right now. And of course, that's right here exactly are. Now, if we zoom out just a little bit and we get an idea of like, where do we go next? Like, what is the next impulse move? Well, one of the things that we're going to look at is we're going to look for volume flow. When we get the volume flow, then what we're looking for is where is most of the trading in this sort of range. When we look at where most of the trading is in this sort of range, then guess what we come up with right, you see that little white line right there? That represents where the trade volume is. And by the way, that's liquidity, okay? And we are attracted to that. So what I would say here is that this is going to be the next move. Now, zooming out just a little bit, you see there's a continuation up into the top of this range as well, which is kind of why we have this right here. And you can see that that kind of ends right there in that little dip zone. Probably should come down just a little bit closer to this range, but we're going to leave it there for right now. Now, what I suspect is going to happen is that move. Now, if we start to zoom out here, then like flies to light. Then we start to zoom out a little bit and we get an idea of some more of this range. And of course, it comes up just a little bit more right there that again. So we're going to have a move up into this sort of range right here. And that's probably coming very. So we zoom out, we get a better idea. We're going to put all of the data points on here. And then you can see like this is exactly what it looks like. And we're going to get attracted to, again, that area. Now, do we stay at that area? No, it's just an attraction. What we would want to move up to is this next little move right there, which is at 3016, which by the way, we start to come over here and what we're looking at is this volume node right there. Very, very bland, very, very blank. We're looking for a move up into this next sort of range right here. And by the way, that range is right there, and that's trading at about 16. And guess what? Ironically, that's exactly where our target is, right? Now, you might be asking yourself, why is that not happening? And you know what? Fair enough. So let's figure out why it's not happening. The reason that it's not happening right now is that the markets are ready to do, exactly what I told you. By the way, if you watch my live streams, and you'll know, make sure you hit the like button on the way in, but you'll know exactly what I'm talking about right here. I said that, most likely move right now is going to be a push into this range and then a back test down here, which we got. And you can see that happened right over here. Some of my longs got activated. So now I think that the next move is going to be up into this range. And the reason that I do that is very simple. It's this right here. It's global liquidity. Global liquidity is flowing in a way that, fundamentally speaking, what I think we're in right now, and by the way, we're looking at this, we've done this a bunch of times, right? So, that range is right there, little range right here, little range right here. This will dip right here at the bottom, right here. And this little first impulse move right there, that's what I think all of this was right here. Then we got this move right here and a dip. So we got this move right here and a dip. Well, now we're about to continue. So when you look at it from the context, and of course I'm drawing it out to make it look perfect for you, you get the idea. The idea here is we are in an uptrend right now, and it should continue. There's a lot of good things going on with cryptocurrency that most likely will cause just a crazy, crazy move. Now, when we look at this local time frame, then again, we can see we're going to zoom out just a little bit, and you'll see a lot of the cluster of money is in this sort of range right here at about 2.3 to 2.5, coming down here to 2 trillion up to, let's call it about 2.7 trillion, right? But the next big node is right up, and that node there is at, 3.25 trillion. So, to a flame. We're going to end up going to 3.25 trillion. Now, ultimately, what I told you from the last impulse was that 4.4 trillion was going to be the target for that next move. So that's what I think is going to happen. And how's it going to affect Luna Classic? Well, we get into that, then we're in the banana zone. And the last time we got to 3.73 trillion, then we ended up right here at 3017, which is, about 3x from where we are. Now, is that the end of the move? Of course it's not. That's not the end of the move. That's just that's just the next impulse, okay? We haven't even had altcoin season in a very, very long time. We've had mini seasons, and each one of those kind of represents where we've got mini pumps. So the next move here, in my opinion, is going to be a nice big move up into this range and then be, right? 10x, 40x, somewhere in that neighborhood. Okay. We're going to get a really, really, really aggressive run. And by the way, just going to be a matter of timing before some kind of announcement, a big thing that moves the market comes out. Also, in the event that nothing comes out, TerraPump.fun. If people start trading on TerraPump.fun as retail comes back in, as we start getting more volume, as we start getting more people, then guess what? We're going to unbond J Money Crypto. We're going to unbond Lunk Live. We're going to unbond Strathcole. We're going to unbond El Pepe and Neil and Peas and Grumpy Caddy and Rex YZ and T Rocco and Paco, and maybe we'll get to believe. Maybe we will. And we'll unbond, we'll get out into the wild, and, there's going to be some opportunities there. If we unbond, by the way, if we unbond, then I'll do something. If we don't unbond, you know what I mean? So we'll see what happens over the next, little while. And if it works out good, works out good. If it works out bad, look, like I told you, there's a risk involved. I'm up front with you. I don't kind of tell you, sort of, kind of behind any kind of profile pic or anything like that. I'm right here in your face. You can figure me out. I'm pretty discovered. You know what I mean? Like it is very, very simple. Now back to it. So a big move coming, move back into that volume node or into this sort of volume range right here, which is still the big spot. You can see all the spikes in volume that are kind of popped up right there, all the way up, and then it'll be beyond. We'll get a whole lot more. We'll get a whole lot more very, very soon. This market is about to take off. Everything is about to just absolute. So volume is up 50% on the day. We need that to go up like 300%. Like, we need a real big move up into the 100 million trading range, stuff like that. That's what we really need to see. That's when things are going to get interesting as a market. And we're up 4% here. Seeing a lot of movement. We're not seeing a lot of pump, right? Which means that sellers are stepping in on the new buyers. So we've got a lot of buyers coming in, a lot of buyers moving or trying to move around in this market and navigate. And when we look at the volume profile over here, we've got everything out. Like, we're at the volume profile right now. Next move here is going to be to 1.5, and then the move after that is going to be up here to 2 cents, which, by the way, comes in line close enough here to make this argument that this sort of thing is going to play out the way that I designed it right here. On the screen. If we move some of that old stuff off and we look at some of the newer, this is some of the newer move, you can see right there, it gets a little closer to exactly where we're talking about. So, again, I think that we're in route to that, and then boom, that next big move, about 5 cents. And by the way, perfectly played out, like right here. So there is some upside. And by the way, if I'm telling you that I think that 40x is in the cards for Luna Classic, I'm not saying that about you. USTC, for me, maybe a 5x, maybe a 10x at maximum. What I'm doing, by the way, if you remember, a big bag of USTCs, I'm just trying to flip that back over into something. We'll see whether or not that happens. Anyway, back over to Leonardo, by the way. He's getting bullish about USTC moving around. Ceramics, good morning. Watch these 100 shorts get wrecked is pure poetry in this game of high leverage. Clay stands as the fortress of strength. While they gamble, we accelerate. So if you don't have a bag of that clay, then you might want to check that out and get yourself a bag, because of being something very big. Might not. You never know. I mean, this is a risky market. You never know exactly what you're. The most important part is that you take the shot. If you take the risk and you have the ability to absorb some of that risk, then you might get some of that. That's really what this comes down to. So that's for you to. Luna Classic as an eco has bright and prosperous future. It will be a beacon in DeFi. Is it right now? Well, it's complicated. Retail hasn't really come back in and rediscovered the Terra Luna Classic chain. And, it just takes a little time. But once that time evaporates and we get to the moment that retail comes back in and they love a comeback. Once retail comes back in and they love that comeback story, then guess what? A classic. So that's my opinion. Thank you so much for tuning in. And remember, it's not financial advice.